Very good morning to all my dear students and the listeners. I am Professor Ashwadeep Fullile, Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Welcomes you all for the online lecture of Advanced Manufacturing Technique, a subject of 8th semester Mechanical Engineering. My dear friends, today we are going to discuss about the advanced manufacturing techniques, few of the non-conventional machining processes that are mainly used to enhance the productivity and to overcome the drawbacks or demerits of conventional machining methods. Right. Apart from the comparison in between the conventional and non-conventional machining processes, we will be discussing upon few of the non-conventional machining process quickly, and with the help of a diagram we will see the basic structure and the components included in a few of the non-conventional machining processes. Let us first see the comparison between the conventional and non-conventional machining processes. The technological revolution, the research and development is a never-ending process, and it will go on running throughout the centuries, we can call it as. Why? Because the technological revolution is the need of time. Why we all do that? Because we wish to improve the productivity, we wish to improve the rate of production with the minimum time, with the minimum cost. We wish to improve the rate of production, isn't it? And apart from that, few of the drawbacks are inherent into some conventional machining processes that we will have to overcome it. Therefore, we have invented few of the non-conventional machining processes. Now let us look into few of the comparisons between conventional and non-conventional machining processes one by one. In conventional machining process, there is direct contact between tool and workpiece. If I could give example of any of the conventional machining process, there is a direct contact between tool and the workpiece. Uh, we will take the example of lathe machine, wherein we mount a single point cutting tool which comes in contact with the workpiece. In conventional machining processes, either tool or workpiece, we give a certain uh, motion, either rotary or oscillatory motion. And in conventional machining process, the cutting tool must be necessarily harder than that of the uh, workpiece, isn't it? Those are the basic requirements of conventional machining processes. Like the example I just gave, lathe machine. Any of the machining process, it may be drilling, milling, grinding, it may be shaper, slaughter, planer, any of the conventional machining process wherein the cutting tool comes in direct contact with the workpiece, and it is necessarily harder than that of the workpiece. Whereas in non-conventional machining processes, it is not necessary that tool will directly come in contact with the workpiece. Like the example given here, laser beam machining, electron electrochemical machining, electron beam machining, electro discharge, isn't it? In those non-conventional machining processes, tool never comes in contact with the workpiece. Second, the cutting tool is always harder than that of workpiece. right? As we discussed just now, what about non-conventional machining process? If the tool is not coming in direct contact with the workpiece, then it is not necessary that tool should be harder than that of workpiece, right? The tool life is less due to the higher wear. Yes, necessarily, and of course, because as the tool is coming in contact with the rotating or oscillating workpiece, then it is but obvious that certain load and impacts and certain stresses will be generated onto the cutting tool and onto the workpiece as well. This may reduce the tool life. The tool may get blunt, isn't it? Therefore, the point is absolutely right. The tool life is less due to higher wear. But obvious in non-conventional machining process, tool life is comparatively more as compared with the non-conventional machining process. Generally, macroscopic chips are formed. Let me clear here the difference between the microscopic and macroscopic. Both are very tiny particles, but macroscopic particles are visible. The um, chips formed we have studied in our curriculum. Basically, three types of chips are formed: continuous, non-continuous, and continuous chips with the built-up edges, as it was in our curriculum of lathe machine, right? But it is not necessary that the material will be removed will be in the form of chips in case of non-conventional machining process. The material removal taking place is due to the application of cutting force in conventional machining process. Again, I will take an example of a lathe machine process wherein a single point cutting tool we give fade, we give depth of cut. The process of giving fade or depth of cut indicates that we are applying pressure, we are applying load through the cutting tool onto the workpiece. Due to exertion of those loads and the pressure, residual stresses may generate onto the tool as well as onto the workpiece. It may change the physical and chemical property of the workpiece, isn't it? So, apart from that, high heat is also generated that may render into the changes in some physical or chemical properties. But in case of non-conventional machining, it uses different energy like electrical, thermochemical, etc. to provide the machining. That is why there is no need to generate force to apply certain stresses onto the workpiece. This process of conventional machining is suitable for all materials, but one drawback we can observe in non-conventional machining process that it is not suitable for all the materials. I'll give an example like if we look into the electrochemical machining process wherein the principle of electrolysis is used, wherein we immerse the workpiece into an electrolytic solution, right? It may be possible that electrolytic solution, that is the brine solution, may not be suitable for few of the material. It may react chemically. That is how the point is mentioned, like it is not suitable for all the materials. Now, last point over the conventional machining process is like it cannot be used to make prototype parts very effectively. In case of non-conventional, it can be used to produce a prototype parts very effectively. Prototype parts are small parts, super finished components can be produced with the help of non-conventional machining with very least effort, right? That is all about the comparison in between the conventional and non-conventional machining process. I hope that you all have understood about the principal differences in between the conventional and non-conventional machining process. Okay, so we will stop here, and in next lecture we will look into for few of the non-conventional machining process rapidly. Goodbye for now. Thank you.